Hello, it's been a long time. This video has certainly taken a while, but we're here now. You may have noticed some changes. One at the title, it is no longer News Muse. It's no longer Moose News. It will be again, of course, once we've got some news. It's also not Voo's News. It's Moose Views. I can't even say it when you're sober, try it after a few pints. This is kind of inspired by Ringer Thomas, who's been suffering like the rest of us under prison, basically. And he's become quite obsessed with quality of recording. This is not a bad thing. And he's been going on about getting a Zoom. Beat him to it. And one of a pair of quite nice studio microphones. We're only using one because, well, it's easier. There was stuff cheap. Okay, I bought it. I'm bored. I bought it. It was cheap. H4n Pro. It's an interesting bit of kit, and it's what Thomas was looking towards. It's a complicated bit of kit, and it's worth considering. First, though, what do you want to record? It does look awfully overexposed. What do you want to record? If you just want to record bells for your own memories, records, whatever, and you can put up with the quality of your phone, fine. There's no problem with that. If you want to do something a bit more, you want to be a bit more special, then perhaps you want to up the game a bit. I haven't told you about the devastation behind me, have I? I'll do that in a minute, in the interlude. The common to go to hand recorder, handheld recorder, handy recorder, whatever you want to call it, seems to be either the Zoom or the Tascams. Now, both ranges are pretty much of a muchness. The Tascam tend to be slightly cheaper, but there's sort of advantages to one over the other. What you lose there, you will gain there. So yeah, you know what I mean. So I was looking at a Tascam, something with a 40 in it, and the Zoom H4n. And the Zoom H4n 1, there's a technical reason which I can't remember. I just sort of looked at no, actually, I felt there's a number of technical reasons. No, it was something to do with the XLR sockets. This thing's got 24, 48 volt phantom power available on the XLRs on the bottom, which is what you're the 48 volt phantom power supplying this. But there was another thing which does stick in my mind, and that was the preamps on the Zoom are known to be a little bit loud. They're a bit noisy. They're not the best in the world. Cross. Back to the Tascam. Editing there because I just hit the microphone. The Tascam reviews, Tascam preamps are very noisy. Find a side-by-side comparison. Yeah, okay, the Zoom's quieter. On the downside, the microphones on the Zoom, built-in microphones, are fixed in an XY configuration. On the Tascam, you could spread them out to AB, but for most of us, who cares? Not a problem for me. I've just got to use external microphones. On the socket, the bottom on this one, there is a socket to plug in your 3.5mm jacked microphone, of which I have about 3. That's not available on the Tascam. Another point for the Zoom. Zoom is more expensive. Cross. On balance, the Zoom was the one for me. Might not be for you. The H4n, if you just want to record bells, it's way over the top. I mean, yeah, so far over the top, you almost meet it coming out the bottom again. I would suggest, if all you want to do is record bells with it at slightly, somewhat better quality than you'll ever get out of a phone, and some phones are very good, by the way, the H1 or the H1n, we'll put an N on the end of everything. It's the microphone that Raiden Mitzi uses. It's Maltese bell ringer, and his project is to record all the bells of Malta, and he uses an H1n, and it's brilliant. You cannot fault the recording quality. If you want to use it for other things, you can. What's he called? Great Scott uses one for his commentaries on his videos. He does technical electronic videos. His real name is Jeremy, which is a bit unusual for a German. And I think, yeah, the problem is I watch mainly technical channels on YouTube. So, Tom Stanton, he makes things with his big 3D printer and whatever. I think he uses an H1. They're very good recorders. They don't have the versatility of the H4, but if you don't need it, why pay out nearly about £100 more for it? Now, Tom, I believe, is going for the H2. That's going to be interesting, because the H2 is one that I looked at, and it can do a lot of wonderful things, but the XLR connectors on this one with their phantom power supply 1 cost me more money. The H2 is cheaper. The H2 has 5 inbuilt microphones which allow you to set up a number of different arrangements, including surround sound, which I think you can do on this one, but it's going to be difficult. The inbuilt microphones on the Zoom, and I suspect on the Tascam, are pretty much the same no matter which you get. It's the clever bits that play with the sound afterwards, and the Zoom does far more. The H4 will do far more than I want, but I've got a feeling I will want it to do something which actually needs an H6. It's usually the way. Back in the old days, not that long ago, we used these. It's a mini disc recorder. It still works, and that is similar quality to the Zoom, but I think the Zoom's marginally better, but you probably wouldn't notice. That's about it for the Zoom. The other thing, you may have noticed, hopefully, that there's some cutaways in this of the Zoom close-up. They were done on a GoPro. GoPro's not in here at the moment because this is about the millionth time I've done this, and to get the lighting right I've had to nip the GoPro stand. I haven't got another clamp, so the GoPro will appear in another video, and we'll try and have a look at the GoPro without actually using a GoPro. Yeah. That's got me thinking. I got GoPro because it was cheap. It was £100 off, and it was not quite what I expected. I've seen GoPros before. I've always thought about GoPros, and I always thought, are they really going to be worth it? Oh yeah, it's brilliant. The quality on it is astounding for something the size of a matchbox, and it'll do 4K, and it's not grainy 4K. It's reasonably good image. Not that I've got a 4K monitor, but yeah, it looks as if it's going to be good at 4K. And it has certain advantages over that one. That's not you personally, that's the camera that you're being recorded on. You've got advantages over that. It got me thinking. GoPro, H1, 2 together, 320 quid I think you could probably do it for. Or SLR, 400 quid, and not get the same quality results because you've got the sound problem. And at 400 quid you probably haven't got 4K either. There are limitations to the GoPro, but I've got a feeling it's going to get used in a lot of towers. We'll look at that when we see the GoPro. And yeah, the wreckage behind. There was an incident. A storm came along and the window was open, so the storm came in and happened in here and everything blew down, and I will sort it out eventually. I sorted it out once and another storm came along and the window was shut and it still managed to blow it down. There's other windows in the house being open, you get a vacuum, and yeah. So that's the story of the wreckage behind. It's actually a real pain to video against. As I say, this is the third attempt, and I think this one looks like it might be acceptable. We've now got to do the GoPro separately, and we're going to have a little chat about the Church of the Dispossessed, and it's off the record. It won't be written down, it won't be in the book, and it's just got me thinking, and I'm not very happy with the church at the moment, and I'm going to quickly go through the issues that are bothering me and may or may not actually end up in the final product. That'll be something to look forward, rant, rave, swear. No swearing. No, we don't do swearing. We disapprove of that. Yes. We'll see you again soon, hopefully, sooner than the last one, which was over a month ago. Was it? About a month ago. We'll see you sooner than that, either playing with a GoPro or ranting about the church and its lack of response to the dispossessed. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.